So when you look at Himalaya, that's it. But you go across the peak, you come to the other side of the Himalaya on that side. That's the northern Himalaya. Mount Kailash is there in the northern Himalaya. Gurla Mandhata mountain. Mount Kailash. All of that. So it's a fascinating side, the other side, the Tibet side of Himalaya. Now, anyway, coming back here, so that's where he is now, Arjuna. And the four guardians of directions have disappeared. So the Antardhana Astra, we saw that Kubera had mentioned that this had been used by Lord Shiva himself during the Tripura Samhara. I was reading somewhere about actually, we know very little about these things, but there are people who have studied and done research and done stuff on this. So I was reading one of the research notes on celestial weapons in Ramayana and Mahabharata. So what is this Antardhana Astra? I wanted to kind of think. So it's like this. The word Astra Varuna, yes, many, including the Varuna Pasham. But one of the Astras that directly linked to Arjuna to Varuna is the Parjanya Astra, which Arjuna somewhere uses in Bharata. Parjanya Astra creates rain. So he can invoke that weapon and the skies will open up. Likewise, the Agneya Astra will create fire. Agni Astra, the Agni missile, a burn place. Then the Bhauma Astram apparently makes you enter the, if you want to enter the earth somewhere, you use Bhauma Astram, it will create a passage for you. Then some Parvata Astram, which you shoot and it creates a mountain, a hill in front of you. Like that, different elements are, the power of the elements are magnified by the use of some of these celestial missiles, some of these Divyastras. And the Antardhana Astra, which basically translates to the disappearance missile. According to the note that I read, it says it makes all the effects of all these other missiles, it unders it. It disappears them. So somebody is using a Parjanya or Agneya or a Bhauma or a Parvata or some other celestial missile, the Antardhana Astra will undo the effect of that missile. It will make the effect disappear. Is what I read. I'm not sure. I mean, this is what that note said. I just thought I'd share that little piece of information. That it can undo Vidyut, it can undo Tejas, it can undo Ojas effects of the other missiles. So now let's come back to the mountains of Himalaya, and we are with Arjuna. As he stands there, immensely happy after this terrific. What can one say about this state of his mind and heart? That his penance, Arjuna's penance to see Shiva and he's had a darshan of Shiva and Parvati. He fought with Shiva, hand-to-hand combat. He's got the Pashupata Astram, he's got the blessings of Shiva and Parvati. And then all the guardians of the directions, all the greatest of Devatas have come and have blessed him and have given him the weapons, initiated him to those weapons of theirs. And they've gone and he's got an open invitation, a VIP pass saying, come to Svarga to collect the rest kind of thing from Indra, and he's gone. So there he was in the mountains. And before they left, we saw last time, Arjuna had worshipped them properly. All these gods, he had offered worship to all these gods, Kubera, Yama, etc., properly with fruits and prayer and all that, water. And then the devas had disappeared. That's where we start. We start from there. Now, so now Arjuna has to go to Svargalokam, and Indra had told him to that Matali will take him. Matali is Indra's charioteer. These are characters of our epics, I say. When you spend your time in the epics, then you become familiar with them. They are like, your friends in the hostel. So Matali is like that for me. I mean, Matali is all these characters are like that. Matali too. So Matali comes in Ramayana when Rama is fighting with Ravana, and Ravana is great advantage. He's got a chariot. He's got everything. Rama is standing on the ground, and the battle is going towards its completion. And Rama is in very disadvantaged position. He's not able to overcome Ravana's Maya tactics, etc. They are fighting like anything. Rama always raises the level of it. He uses one beautiful thing you see in Ramayana is that whenever he's fighting with an enemy, he'll raise his strength to that level that is needed to finish that fellow. Never more. He's not going to bring all the world's thunder that he has in him to finish off somebody. He'll fight equal to equal and defeat him. That's as much as what he will do. So he's fighting with Ravana, but Ravana is Ravana. So when he's on the ground like this and time is coming, there's also such a thing as a divine decreed time when things will happen. So at the decreed time when things will happen, around the time Indra sees on Devalokam the state of affairs, and he tells Matali, go down and take the chariot and go. Rama needs her. So you go and tell them, I have sent, and be the charioteer for Rama in his great battle with Ravana. So he goes down, and beautiful description, not going to detail, but he goes to the battlefield. Rama is pleasantly surprised to see a chariot and a charioteer. They have a conversation. He says, Indra sent me. Rama is pleased. He circumambulates, does pradakshina of the chariot, then gets onto the chariot, and then the great battle starts. And finally, even the moment of killing of Ravana is told by Matali to Rama, saying, Rama, time has come. You got to do it now. Go, take the Brahmastra and attack. This is the moment. Don't miss it. And then Ravana is killed. It's Matali. The charioteer is a very crucial character in traditional Indian epic landscape. Even in Bharatam, Krishna himself is a charioteer. And on that side, Shalya becomes a charioteer for Karna. Karna himself is born into, he's Radheya. His father is a charioteer. The one who adopted him. Radheya. Sumantra, the character in Ramayana, is a charioteer. Matali is Indra's charioteer. In Nalopakyanam, when Indra comes in a post very hastily to attend the Swayamvara of Damayanti, beautifully described how in a supersonic speed, cracking the sound barriers, the chariot of Indra comes, Matali driving. So that's Matali. So now Indra has told Arjuna that Matali will come and bring you to heaven, to Svargalokam. So how, now these things, they don't give you a detailed manual saying. It's known. So Arjuna knows how to invoke Matali. He just has to contemplate on him. He's a tapasvi himself. So he contemplates. In his heart, he logs on consciousness to consciousness with Matali and invokes him to come. These are small things that in Bharatam are strewn, the gems are strewn here and there, and you'll just walk past them, taking them to be just another magic trick or what. But they're fascinating. Even later, during before the Krishna Dutam, when Dhritarashtra had sent Sanjaya to meet with Pandavas and Krishna to make to convince them, take his message, saying, please don't fight. My son will not listen to me, but you are a good man, Yudhishthira, we should not fight. Please give up this thing, etc. Then finally, Krishna had told Sanjaya, saying, I'll be coming. I'll come and talk to your assembly on behalf of the Pandavas. And Sanjaya had come back and told Dhritarashtra, saying that Sanjaya has been very critical of Dhritarashtra, saying your position is so wrong. But he said, finally, he told him, Bhagavan Sri Krishna himself is coming. He said he's coming. He'll be coming to the assembly and talking to you there. Giving his reply and talking to you there. And that night, when he had arrived, Dhritarashtra was so worried he couldn't sleep. When Sanjaya had come back, he was waiting for Sanjaya to come back. Sanjaya came back late night, 11:30 in the night, he came back. Dhritarashtra was wide awake. He didn't allow Sanjaya to go to his room. He called him saying, what happened? He said, what do you mean, what happened? After all this you have said, etc. And then he had told him that Krishna said he's coming tomorrow. Now I have to go to sleep. I am tired. He had gone. Dhritarashtra was totally torn apart, saying, what is Krishna going to tell? So he had hurriedly called for Vidura. Vidura was asleep in his palace. He came. King is calling. Then he had asked the king, saying, why are you calling me at 1 o'clock in the night? 12:30 in the night, you're calling me. Only three kinds of people keep awake like this. Either it must be people who are thieves, robbers keep awake in the night. Like that, he gives them 2, 3. I think one he says, lusty people keep awake at 1:30 in the night. And third, he said something. I think people have done some great mistake and therefore, whatever, they can't get sleep. So in this case, actually, apparently, Dhritarashtra is all three. That's a different thing, but he's awake. Then their dialogue starts, and that's their Vidura Niti is told. Vidura Niti is a gem of spiritual, it's a gem of wisdom. Niti, practical wisdom. And then around 2:33 in the morning, around the time, and he had completed that, they had still not slept. And Dhritarashtra had asked, saying, is there anything that you have not told me, which for my welfare is good to know for me, but that you have not told me? In Vidura Niti, and Vidura had said, yes, there is something. And that, however, I am not qualified to tell you that. That will have to be told by someone who is qualified to tell you that. They said, what is that? He said, that's the Adhyatmana Jnana. That is the knowledge of the absolute reality, the self-knowledge. That I can't. Not because Vidura was not capable, but he felt that he was not qualified to tell Dhritarashtra. Dhritarashtra was his elder brother, as well as the fact that Vidura was born of a different mother who was of a different community than Dhritarashtra's, Gandhari, whatever, the mother, Amba Ambalika, that one. Anyway, that apart. So then who is to tell? So he said, the sage, the rishi, the great sage, Sanat Sujata will tell. I said, where to go and meet Sanat Sujata now? He said, he'll come. And Vidura has contemplated Sanat Sujata in his heart, and there he is, he's in front. Sanat Sujata comes. And then there is the great teaching of Atma Vidya that he bestows to Dhritarashtra at Brahma Muhurtam, early morning, which is called it's one of the great gems of Mahabharata called Sanat Sujatiyam. Sanat Sujatiyam has the great honor of being one of the 3 parts of Mahabharata, for which Adi Shankara Bhagavad Pada has written a commentary. Shankaracharya has written a commentary for Bhagavad Gita, he's written a commentary for Vishnu Sahasrama, and he's written a commentary for Sanat Sujata. So anyway, the point was that Vidura contemplates on Sanat Sujata and there he comes. So likewise, Arjuna contemplates on Matali, and there Matali comes immediately. It's described in great detail in Bharata. I'm just going to give you a glimpse of that. Matali appeared in his chariot, crashing through the sky, boom, making its way to where Arjuna was. Thunderous sounds breaking up the sky, like as if a Concorde is landing in a place. Like that, it was making a huge sound. And Vyasa says the chariot is equipped. That chariot is a kind of a, we read about this aircraft carriers, right? The two aircraft carriers of India now prowling around in the Arabian Sea, they say, putting the scare of God into many of the countries in that region, because this is massive. This is a big statement of force that India is making, they say, at least that's what I read. Huge aircraft carriers which can carry dozens of fighter aircrafts and all kinds of weapons. It has got a flotilla of armed other vessels around it. It's a major thing, major force. And America has got some fantastic aircraft carriers. During the Bangladesh War of Liberation of 1974 in India was defeating Pakistan in Bangladesh. At the time, there was a scare that the American 7th Fleet or some one of those aircraft carrier related things might come there, and if it comes there, it was supposed to be, you didn't have anything you would not have been able to fight them. It was a walkover, but they didn't come. That's a big story. But that they couldn't come or whatever. But the point was that there are these, like an aircraft carrier is a massive armory, moving armory. Likewise, this chariot of Indra has got all manner. It's massive. It's equipped with all manner of weapons. And weapons with snakes, with flaming mouths. There are cannons, so many cannons which can be showered down like rain. Like rain they can come. And those cannons are not just cannons. They've got chakra and they got all kinds of things in them. That kind of cannons. And the whole chariot of Indra is actually, it's something like a 10,000 horsepower vehicle, because it is driven by 10,000 horses. That kind of a thing. And it's got this beautiful flagstaff. The flagstaff is blue-black flag. There's a gold encrusted flagstaff. The blue-black flag is called Vijayanta. Flagstaff is famous. So like that, fluttering, Matali comes crashing through the sky to Arjuna, to where Arjuna is standing. One second. And Matali lands and is adorned with Matali is adorned with divine ornaments, and he looks like to Arjuna like a devata himself. And then he tells Arjuna, he tells, O Indra Kumara, the son of Indra, Bhobo Shakratmaja Sriman, Shakratvam Drashtumichati. Oh, Bho, Sriman. Shakratmaja means, oh, son of Indra. Sriman Shakra, Sriman Indra himself, he would love to see you. He wants to see you. So please get in quick into the chariot. This chariot has been sent by Indra. This is his own chariot. He wants you to come immediately, and he wants all the residents of Devalokam, Indralokam to see you. He's very keen that you come post haste. And once you come there, he said, you will also get all the celestial weapons that you need. Arjuna knew that this was a great honor for him, because Indra's chariot was such that any being who is devoid of tapasya cannot even touch it, leave alone ride in it. Such is the power of that chariot. So it's a tremendous honor that was being given to him, saying, please, the Rolls Royce has come, yours. Please come. step in kind of thing. So he request. So Arjuna, he told Matali, with great deference, he told him, please, sir, you must get in first. You must please get onto the chariot and please rein the horses. Hold the horses. It's just bubbling with energy, just pulsating with enormous energy, the chariot and the horses, the 10,000 horses. He says, please, sir, get in and hold the reins, get the reins in your hands. And after that, I will get in. And there Vyasa used a beautiful phrase from Arjuna. Arjuna says, I'll get in. Sukruti satpatham yatha. Sukruti means the punyatma, somebody who's a virtuous man. A virtuous man embarking on the path of virtue. Like that, I will get in. Like that. So please get in first, hold the horses. After that, I'll get in. He says that. And they start. 1 second. Yeah. Matali got onto that chariot. Arjuna, meanwhile, some more preparations are needed. He went. He took bath in the Ganges, the Ganga river there. Took a bath. And then he did japa, says Vyasa. He sat down, he did his japa. And then he did tarpana to the Pitris. Today is Amavasya. With the Ganga Jalam, he did tarpana to the Pitris. And then he turned towards the Himalaya. And he said a prayer of heartfelt thanks to the mountains, which had sheltered him during this period like a father and a mother. So what did he say? Answer. One second. So he done it. Tarpanam, then he said to the Himalayan mountain. Pitrinam, Sadhunam punyashilanam, muninam punyakarmanam, tvam sada samshreya shaila, swargamarga bhikangshinam. O Giriraja, O king of mountains, you are the refuge and the support, the shelter for sadhus, for all sadhus, for those who are punyashilas, the virtuous people, the munis, the punyakarmana munis, those who are embarking on the path to svarga, you are the way. O Giriraja, Adriraj Mahashaila, Munisamshaya Tirthavan Gachamya Mantrayami Tvam Sukamasmyushitastwai. O Adriraj, O king of mountains, O great mountain, O Mahashaila, O abode of munis, O the one adorned with great tirthas, O Himalaya. I have stayed with great comfort in your region. The joy I have stayed here. Now I would like to take your permission to take leave of you. Tavasanuni kunjacha nadhya prasavanani ja tirthani ja supunyani maya drishtani anekasha. I have had the joy of seeing your peaks, seeing your forests, the rivers, your rivers. I've seen your waterfalls. I've seen the most holy tirthasthalas that are there in your slopes. O Giriraja, many times I have seen all this. You have given me the joy of seeing all this. Phalani cha sugandhini bhakshitani tatastata. I have had the joy of eating fruits that grow on your mountains. Fragrant sugandhini phalani. Nice smell, fruits, beautiful fragrance, fruits. Lovely, delicious, I eat. Sasugundha chavayor vayoga tvacharira vinisrita. Varyo, not vayo. And the fragrant waters that come from your body, O Himalaya. Amrita swadaniyame pita prastavanodaka. I have bathed in them. And from the beautiful, the delicious waters of your waterfalls, I have drunk to my heart's content, O Himalaya. Pituryata pituranke sukam vattate naga tatatavanke lalitam shailarajamaya prabho. Like a child stays with so much joy, a baby stays with so much joy in the lap of its parent, so comfortably and happily. Like that, I have stayed in your lap, O King of Mountains. I have lived here with great joy in so many days. Now, please bless me. I take leave of you. That he says, a beautiful prayer. He tells it, and he sought the permission of the great hill to take leave, and he went, and then he got on to the chariot. Chariot took off. Book. Vyasa says, very soon it left the regions which are accessible to human beings. And then it was in some kind of a intergalactic space, or what do you want to call it? A space which is an amazing space, says Vyasa. Arjuna was amazed because there was no sun, there was no moon, and even fire will not काम नहीं आएगा. Fire will not work here. But there was light. And that light, where was it coming from? It was coming from divine beings. They were lighting up the place by their own radiance. And those divine beings were lighting up constellations by their radiance, which you perceive to be stars from the earth, says Matali. Those are divine. They are constellations which are lit by divine beings by their own radiance. Svargaloka could be seen, and hundreds of beings were entering Svargaloka. There were hundreds of beings who had left the mortal world and had gained the merit of going to Svarga were entering it. There were kings who had died in battle. They were entering Svargaloka. There were tapasvis. There were rishis who were entering there. Arjuna was amazed to see all this. When they entered that region, and he saw the Gandharvas and the Apsaras, and then he saw the magnificent elephant of Indra, Airavata, the four-tusked, massive elephant of Indra, the Airavata. There's a beautiful temple, Airavateshwara temple in Tanjore region. Tanjore, among the thousands of fantastic temples in the Tanjore region, three are very, very famous, right? One is the Tanjore Big Temple, Radharaja Cholan. Massive temple, more than 1,000 years now old. Fantastic temple. Then Radharaja Cholan's son made his son, Rajendra Chola, I think. He had made that fantastic temple of Gangaikonda Cholapuram temple. Massive Shivalingams are in that temple. Gangaikonda, because he had gone westwards, he had gone eastwards to Bengal side, and he had defeated all Orissa, Bengal, that side. He had gone all the way to the Ganges, and he had brought massive amounts of Ganges water on top of elephants back to do Abhishekam, built this temple and do Abhishekam to it, filled the well there fully with water brought from the Ganges. So he was called Gangaikonda Cholan. He's the one who brought Ganges as victory. He brought waters from there. So that's the second temple, Gangaikonda Cholapuram. In fact, about 30, 40, 50, maybe 30, 40, 50 years back, maybe, Mahaperiva had asked the Ganges water to be brought again to fill that well. So anyway, that Gangaikonda Cholapuram, very famous temple. Beautiful temple. And these are temples you must visit. If you're not visited, you must visit. Gangaikonda Cholapuram is a classic of architecture. Absolute. Then the third, that is Rajendra Chola. First was Rajaraja Chola, his son, Rajendra Chola, his son. So imagine, each generation will be outdoing the other in the temple that they create. His son created the Airavateshwara temple. Beautiful temple. Airavata, so the Ishvara of this elephant. Anyway, Arjuna is seeing this elephant, Airavata, he saw that. And then he reached the capital, Amaravati. Indraloka's capital, Indra's capital, full of flowering trees, beautiful trees, fragrant lotuses, breeze carrying the fragrance of 100 divine origin, you don't know what. Divine music, beautiful music, caressing the ears. You could see Devatas, Gandharvas, Siddhas, Maharshis, and they all welcomed him. They welcomed him. Some blessed him, some praised him. It was a Indra carpet welcome for Arjuna into Svargalokam. The whole Svargalokam was in joy, welcoming Indra, welcoming Arjuna there. He saw Vasus, Adityas, Marudganas, Brahmarishis. He saw kings, great heroes who had died, kings like Dilipa, Rama's ancestor, Dilipa. He saw Narada. He saw Tumburu, the great musician, Tumburu Gandharva. Narada. He saw the Gandharvas, ha and hoo. Ha and hoo. They were there. And then he saw, finally, waiting for him, he saw Indra. Indra with a white umbrella above his head, the king's umbrella, the king of gods, Mahendra, his white. Arjuna was a lover of white, by the way. Everything was white about Arjuna. White clothes always, white horses, white flag. His father had a white umbrella. His white elephant, Airavata. White umbrella above his head, and celestial Apsaras were fanning him. Rishis were standing around him chanting the Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Atharvana Veda, and Sama Veda, chanting around him. And he had gotten off, he was coming to welcome Arjuna, Indra. But Arjuna got down, he quickly walked towards Indra. And before Indra could do anything, Arjuna had bowed down, he had put his head on Indra's feet. Indra lifted him and just embraced him. He embraced him and then he held him by his hand. Come, he said. Held him by his hand and led him to his throne, to his simhasana. And made him sit next to him. Like, sit down. He made Arjuna sit next to him in his simhasana, but it was not enough for him. He kissed Arjuna's head after he sat down. He put his arms around him. And then the two of them, Arjuna was looking like a second Indra, sitting next to Indra. There's one analogy, I forget whether it comes here. He says here, I haven't got it written down here. There's analogy, he says, they look together like the sun and moon on the 14th day of the Krishna Paksha of the month. Today is Amavasa. Yesterday would have been Krishna Paksha. Early morning, maybe if you go to your terrace and look at the sky, the moon will still be there. small moon, and the sun will be there, maybe. That's what it says. So together they look like that. So there he was, Arjuna, Indra put his arms around him, and then in great affection, Indra stroked Arjuna's face like he would a child. He stroked his face with great affection. And then he looked at the shoulders of Arjuna, the scarred shoulders, scarred with the constant twang of Gandiva. The massive soldiers of Arjuna, he loved it when he saw that. He thap out his son's shoulders. Thap. He liked doing it. He packed him on his shoulders with great pride. And Vyasa says his 1,000 eyes lit up when he saw Arjuna. He was in joy. He absolutely drank in Arjuna's sight, Indra. And all this while, Tumburu and other Gandharvas, they sang the Samaveda melodiously. They were singing the Samaveda melodiously. There was something for every sense organ in the Loka. And for the mind which is behind the sense organs, for the intellect which is behind that, for the Anandamaya Kosha which is within all that had its full feast in the Loka. Where Krishnamurti Shastri somewhere else, he tells sometimes about his teacher had told him, or Teju had told, one of those great scholars had said that when Hanuman was searching for Sita in Lanka, and finally when he went inside Ravana's palace and he saw Mandodari, he thought it was Sita. And in great joy, he started jumping and dancing and climbing up and down, kissing his own tail, all that. Because absolutely she looked like Sita to him. Rama's description. Later he thought himself saying, this can't be Sita. She's wearing costly dresses, jewels. Sita can't be this. So they say, in the Vedantic analogy, they say it is like mistaking the Anandamaya Kosha to be self. It is not. So that has to be crossed before you go within to the ultimate self. So like that, this is Anandamaya. This is where Arjuna is now with Indra. The Indra Sabha is in front. Oh, the Indra Sabha. And he's sitting on the throne with Indra. And in front of them are dancing. Gritachi, Menaka, Rambha, Purvchitti, Swayam Prabha, Urvashi, Mishrakeshi, Dandagauri, Varuthini, Gopali, Sahajanya, Kumbhayoni, Prajagara, Chitrasena, Saha, Madhuraswara, and thousands of apsaras were dancing and there in the Indra Sabha. Chitta prasadane yukta siddhanam padmalochana mahakatitata shronya kampamane payodharai katakshaha madhuryai cheto buddhir manoharai. Such were they, these. We just had a small look at Rambha, Urushi, Menaka, Sruni, all that. Such were they. Such were they. And such was their beauty and their dance and everything. Vyasa says the wave of joy they could stoke even in Siddha Purushas. And by their eyes, Katakshabha Hava Madhuryahi. By their eyes and Hava, like swag, whatever you want to call it, in a feminine way. By that, by the beauty, the melody of that, the sweetness of that, they could steal the mind and the heart. They were there, thousands of them, doing that, dancing there, and they are off. It was as if it's all, they could do it like that on the drop of the hat. It was a plan, so they came and they offered stuti to Arjuna. So that was his welcome to the great world of Indra, where he had come right now for celestial weapons. Meanwhile, some entertainment and welcome and all that is happening for him. So Arjuna resided there happily with Indra. And Indra, of course, had celestial weapons. So he learned one by one, celestial weapons were being initiated. And Arjuna learned all the celestial weapons, including the Vajrayudham of Indra, including that. Although in his mind, back of his mind, always there was this angst. He had left his brothers and Draupadi behind and come on a mission. So he remembered that. He remembered that. But Indra is Indra. Indra made him stay because it takes time to do this. And he continued staying with Indra, Vyasa says, for a human period of 5 years. By my thinking, this is not written there, by my thinking, we know that in the general translation of time, that the Devalokam for the Devas, 1 year of human time is 1 day of Devas. So maybe it's 5 days. I don't know. But it translated to 5 human years on earth for Yudhishthira and the other brothers and Draupadi, etc. in the forest, where while Arjuna was enjoying himself. Oh, Arjuna, except for the fact of this mission, this project, other than that, he was in heaven. What seventh heaven? He was in all heavens. Absolutely great time. At that time, but his learning was not over, you see. So then Indra called him and told him, this is a nice one, we'll end somewhere here, we'll see. And told him, where was I? One second. Yeah. ततः चक्रो ब्रवीत् पार्थं कृतास्त्रं कालागते नृत्यं गीतं च कौन्तेय चित्रसेनादवाप्नुहि. Indra called Arjuna and told him, they have learned their weapons. You are now proficient in that. O Kunti Nandana, O son of Kunti, may you now learn music and dance. Nityam Geetam Chakanteya from Chitrasena. Chitrasena Davapnuri. Vaditram Deva Vihitam Dhruloke Yanna Vidyate Tadarjayasva Kaunteya Heyo Vaite Bhavishyati. Hey Kaunteya, there are musical instruments here which are unknown in the human world. Not yet. Nobody knows it there yet. Learn them. Be knowledgeable. Get your knowledge. Get your hands around them. This will be good for you. It will be very good for you. For your welfare. Learn those as well. Sakhayam pradadau chasya chitrasenam purandara satena sasangamya reme partho niramaya. So, Indra told Arjuna that I'm appointing Chitrasena to teach you these. And Chitrasena is Arjuna's friend actually. Because right now, earlier itself, we have seen Chitrasena during the time when they were when they were first time incognito, right? After the house of Black burnt down, etc. And then there was Bakasura episode, then not Bakasura, whatever that name is, that fellow, that Rakshasa episode. Then they were going towards Bakasura. Then we are going towards Draupadi's Swayamvara. They were all disguised as Brahmanas. At that time, there was this battle with a Gandharva who was enjoying himself in the waters. That was Chitrasena. Then Chitrasena became friends with Arjuna after that battle and had promised him, he had given him horses, divine horses, and said they will be at your service and all that. Whenever you think of them, they'll be available, all that. So he was his friend. So his friend was to teach him, his divine friend from celestial look had to teach him Mithra se milke. So he became, so his, apparently says, Vyasa says, Satena sahanamya, Remaye partho niramaya. See, he was feeling that one side of his brain was depressed, right? Because he was not gone back. There was a lot of fire, and that became Shantami because he was with his friend. So along with his friend, he started learning this music and dance and musical instruments, all that he learned. गीतवादित्य नृत्यानि भूयेवादिदेश तथापि नालभच्छन्म तपस्वी द्यूतकारितम्. So Chitrasena taught him Geetam, Vadyam, Nrityam, bar, again and again. Shiksha diya. Many times he taught him. Repeat. Taught him that. But at the end of it, that gambling episode could not get out of his mind. The humiliation of Yajnaseni, all that. He could not get peace of mind. But yes, he learned them. Dushasana Marshi Sakune Saubalasya Tataste Natulam Pritimupagamya Kvachit Gandharvamatulam Nrityam Vaditram Chopalabdhaman. He kept remembering Dushasana and Shakuni and all that. But the presence of his vicinity, his being with Chitrasena, did give him some amount of solace, happiness, he says, not solace. Pritimupagamya. Happiness, prasannata. So he learned matchless, it seems, in his learned Anupama. Atulam Pritipam Kvachit Gandharvam Atulam Nityam Vaditram Chopalabdhaman. Atul. Matchless, fantastic. He became proficient in Nritya, Gita, and Vadya. I'm just being a little bit of breaking words here and seeing what is written. So he says, Sasikshito Nritya Gunananekan Vaditra Gitartha Gunasya Sarvan Sasharmalebhe Paraviranta Bhratrun Smaran Mataram Chaiva Kunti. Arjuna, the one who was the destroyer of enemies. He learned. Sasikshito became proficient. Nritya Gunan Anekan. Many gunas of Nritya, Shikshitan, learnt it. Anekan. Vaditra Gitartha Gunasya Sarvan. Here he doesn't say Anekan, he says Sarvan. What? As far as music is concerned, singing and music instruments concerned, he learned everything. Sarvan. But as far as dance is concerned, he says Anekan. That's the word he uses here. Sasikshito Nritya Gunan Anekan Vaditra Girtata Gunancha Sarvan Nasharmalebhe Paraviranta. But he could not. That peace, the total peace was not there because his remembrance of his brothers, Bhratrun, Mataram, Chaiva Kunti, his mother Kunti, he remembered. It was not. That fire was still there. On that note, we will conclude here today. We will pick up next time with Urvashi. Har Rama Parvati Pate Janaki Kanta Smaranam. Like Matali is a character in epics. Actually, Urvashi is a much greater character. Much greater character in our epics. What a character. Gopika Jeevanat Smaranam. But reveal Murugan. Sri Sadguru Swamina. Sri Anjaneya Swamina. Siya.
Thank you.
See you.
Siya.
Thank you.